We are going to study Biocompetency 3.2 BI 3.2. In this we will read the name of biocompetency is described to the process involved in digestion and assimilation of carbohydrate and their storage. So here we want to know some uh, organs involved in digestion and their major functions. So in mouth, production of saliva containing amylase occurs and there is a partial digestion of carbohydrate due to this alpha amylase. In stomach, elaboration of gastric juice with HCl and proteases. Proteases are the enzymes that digest protein and it digests protein partially. From pancreas, there is a release of sodium bicarbonate and many enzymes required for intestinal digestion. From liver, synthesis of bile acid occurs that help in absorption of fat by emulsifying fat. Small intestine, final digestion of all food steps occurs in small intestine and absorption of digested product also occur there. In large intestine, mostly absorption of electrolyte, bacterial utilization of certain non-digested and unabsorbed food. Digestion and absorption of carbohydrates. What is digestion? Digestion is a process involving the breakdown of large and complex organic molecule of food into smaller units which can be easily absorbed by gastrointestinal tract. That we studied previously from biocompetency 3.1 that carbohydrate has monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are building block of all the oligosaccharide and polysaccharides. So in food we take polysaccharides mainly, some disaccharides and maybe there some monosaccharide in the form of digested glucose and cooking occurs. So absorption is the movement of smaller unit into bloodstream or lymphatic system for the using different tissue. So then in bloodstream absorption of fat and absorption of carbohydrate and amino acid occurs and fat absorbs in lymphatic system. It is not absorbed in bloodstream. Digestion as well as absorption are complicated processes that occur in the gastrointestinal tract (GIT) involving many organs. And digestion of carbohydrate takes place by two set of enzymes. First is alpha amylase and disaccharidases. Action of alpha amylase. What alpha amylase does? It is present in saliva, pancreatic juice and intestinal juice. It cleaves alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond. So the carbohydrate having alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond will be broken by alpha amylase, yielding dextrins, then the mixture of glucose, maltose and maltotriose and small branch dextrins from branch point in the amylopectin. So what we called dextrin from biocompetency 3.1, we call dextrin to the digested products of starch. Then now we will know the action of disaccharides. Disaccharidases are maltases, sucrases, isomaltases, uh, Isomaltases are bifunctional enzyme catalyzing hydrolysis of sucrase and isomaltase, so it is called sucrase isomaltase. Then lactase for lactose and trehalase for trehalase. They are located on the brush border of intestinal mucosal cell. In the intestinal mucosa, there is the epithelium of intestinal mucosa is a brush border type for the digestion and absorption. Yield of corresponding monosaccharides which are absorbed. Disaccharides disease will act on disaccharide leading to monosaccharide, and monosaccharides are absorbed. So there is pictorial uh, diagram of this. If from mouse we take starch, lactose, sucrose, cellulose, and by the action of alpha amylase it will break into distinct isomaltase, maltose, maltotriose, and lactose is unchained into lactose, sucrose unchained to sucrose, and cellulose unchained to cellulose. Then from the mouse it goes to stomach. Stomach has low pH, stop action of salivary amylase. In low pH the salivary amylase does not work. From there the food will move to small intestine, and in small intestine the secretion of pancreas will be poured. So in small intestine pancreatic alpha amylase will be activated, and it will act on isomaltose, maltose, maltotriose, lactose, and sucrose. Mucosal cell membrane bound enzymes are there: isomaltases, maltase, lactase, sucrase, and trehalase, and it will break into glucose, fructose, and galactose. So from portal circulation they will reach to liver, and from liver blood vessels. And cellulose, you can see cellulose moves out undigested. So how absorption of carbohydrate takes? By two set of transporters. There are two set of transporters involved, and first is SGLT, second GLUT. SGLT is sodium dependent glucose transporters, and GLUT is sodium independent glucose transporters. So why we called it sodium dependent or sodium independent? Because you must have read that there is symport antiport system. So then SGLT, sodium dependent glucose transporter, are symporters in unidirection. Sodium dependent glucose transporter SGLT secondary they do secondary active transport, that is they need energy in the form of ATP. The movement is unidirectional. SGLT is coupled with sodium potassium ATPase pump for the generation of energy, so that these transporter can work. Sodium dependent glucose transporter are the example. SGLT is found, SGLT1 found in small intestine, renal tubules, and what it does, absorption of glucose. SGLT2 are found in renal tubules, absorption of glucose. So these questions can be asked in NEET PG on micro level, that which receptor is present, which transporter is present in renal tubule. Then the answer will be SGLT2. Clinical correlation: renal glycosuria. Isolated glycosuria in the presence of normal blood glucose concentration is due to mutation in SLC5A2, the gene that encodes the high capacity sodium glucose cotransporter, yani SGLT2, in the proximal renal tubule. So whenever there will be mutation in SLC5A2 that codes SGLT2, there is isolated glycosuria in the presence of normal blood glucose. Sodium independent glucose transporter that are called as GLUTs. Passive process down the concentration gradient. This GLUT does not need energy. The movement is bidirectional, and because this is through a transporter, through a channel, it is a cyclical diffusion, and it acts by ping pong mechanism and sodium independent. So there are so many type of GLUTs, and we will read one by one. GLUT 1: brain, kidney, colon, placenta, RBC and retina. These are tissue locations, and they do basal glucose uptake. GLUT 2: found in liver, sinusoid membrane and beta cell of pancreas. It is an asked question in NEET PG. Serosal side: found in serosal side of intestine cell, basolateral membrane of PCT in kidney. In liver, removal of excess glucose from blood. In pancreas, regulation of insulin release, and so GLUT2 is involved in insulin release. This can be a question. Low affinity and higher KM. GLUT3 is found in neuron, placenta and kidney, high affinity for glucose. GLUT4, heart, skeletal muscle, adipose tissue, insulin dependent also. Insulin dependent glucose uptake is done by GLUT4. This is the question. GLUT5, small intestine, testis, sperm, primarily fructose transporter. So GLUT5 is primarily fructose transporter, which stand out or can be asked in question. GLUT6, spleen and leukocyte location, possibly no transport function. GLUT7, liver endoplasmic reticulum, glucose transporter in the endoplasmic reticulum. For the modification, we synthesize glycolipids, glycoproteins. So in endoplasmic reticulum, by GLUT7 it is transported into it and modified. Other glucose transporter are GLUT8. It is found in testes, blastocyst and brain. Insulin responsive glucose transporter of blastocyst. GLUT9 found in liver, kidney, urate transporter. GLUT10 found in liver, pancreas. GLUT11 heart and skeletal muscle, fructose transporter. And GLUT12 insulin responsive, found in prostate, heart, mammary gland, white adipose tissue. Inhibitor of glucose transporters: fluorescein. Fluoretin 2 beta glucoside is an inhibitor of sodium dependent glucose transporter by competing with D-glucose binding sites of the carrier. It blocks SGLT2 more than SGLT1. Fluoretin, a glycone of fluorescein, is inhibitor of facilitated diffusion by GLUT1 and GLUT4. Absorption of monosaccharide. How it takes place? Glucose, galactose and fructose. You read that it is absorbed by GLUT5 and glucose and galactose by SGLT1 also. This is the brush border, and when glucose and galactose move by SGLT1, it also takes a sodium with it, and sodium potassium activated, pump activated, and GLUT5 transport glucose, galactose and fructose by facilitated diffusion, so there is no ATP use, and glucose, fructose and galactose are transported to capillary by the action of GLUT2. Glucose and galactose are absorbed by a sodium dependent process. They are carried by the same transport protein and compete with each other for intestinal absorption. Fructose absorbed down their concentration gradient by GLUT5. Here is GLUT5. All the sugar exit from intestinal cell via GLUT2. The principal monosaccharide produced by the digestion of carbohydrate are glucose, fructose and galactose. Absorption mainly takes place in duodenum and upper jejunum of small intestine. Hexoses are more rapidly absorbed than pentoses. And among monosaccharide, galactose is most efficient absorbed, followed by glucose and fructose. Abnormalities of carbohydrate digestion: lack of enzyme lactase will result into lactose intolerance. Any defect in the activity of disaccharide disease result in the passage of undigested disaccharide into large intestine. The disaccharide draw water from intestinal mucosa by osmosis and cause osmotic diarrhea. Flatulence is caused by the gases hydrogen, methane and CO2 produced during the utilization of monosaccharide by intestinal bacteria. Flatulence is characterized by increased intestinal mobility, cramps and irritation. Thank you.